So this is a former Republican turned MSNBC host, if you can call her that. And she's kind of caught in a rough situation because she does not like what this reporter is telling her, which is basically that Kamala never answered any of the questions. And you can see this sort of plastered smile on the anchor's face. I want to show you this. This is just hysterical. Let's watch.
Expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share.
Because we have to, right? We have to, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to will it into being. It doesn't matter what Congress says. If I say they're going to do it, they're going to do it, right? Because I'm Kamala Harris, whatever.
It's just it. It's about paying their fair share.
Oh, here we go.
I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share. And it is not right that the teachers and the firefighters that I meet every day across our country are paying a higher tax than the richest people in our country.
In other words, she's deviating from the actual question, which was, hey, how are you actually going to do this if you don't have Congress's help? She completely deviates from that and is now just going back to the emotional trigger. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Bill Gates just said it this week. If he was in charge of taxes, he would have paid more. But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share, but they're not leaving our country?
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share. They all...
The people or corporations? Because I'm telling you, there's not one CEO that's out there saying, hey, I want to pay more taxes. And by the way, if they are, I would say divest yourself from that company immediately, because the CEO's goal should be to maximize shareholder return, not say, hey, Kamala, I'll pay more tax. Continue watching.
I also agree that when we look at a plan such as mine that is about investing in the middle class, investing in new industries, investing in bringing down costs.
I'm sorry, didn't we just try that? Didn't we just try that with the Inflation Reduction Act? We invested in all those new green industries that haven't worked out so well.
Invest in entrepreneurs like small businesses, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around...
Okay, I'm just going to pause it right there. Look at the blondie's face. Frozen smile. She can't believe that one of her MSNBC colleagues who just got this interview that she was dying to get but didn't. Let me tell you, I've worked in TV long enough. Nicole Wallace wanted the interview. Stephanie Rule got it because the thinking, I'm betting, was that Stephanie would be better on the economy, which she is. And now she's dancing circles around Nicole. And she's like, yeah, she didn't answer the questions. To which Nicole just has this plastered little look on her face. It's kind of funny.
If the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate tax...
Again, look at her. She's realizing what Stephanie's saying, you guys.
Where is she going to get the money from? To expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do. And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great, and that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again, then what we're doing is we're just never addressing the deficit. And back in the days when you were a proud Republican, debts and deficits mattered. Now, I said this the other day, she is running for president, not perfect. As it relates to the deficit, Donald Trump is going to balloon it significantly bigger than Vice President Harris will. But that is an overall issue that it's like the American people have forgot, or we no longer think that debt and deficits matter. They will at some point as they balloon. So she's saying it doesn't matter. We're going full steam ahead. And I mean, I don't fault her for it, because the American people aren't prioritizing, saying you have to focus on this. And as much as she's not focused on it, Donald Trump's not, in a much bigger way. And that is the person she's running against.
Anyway, I just thought that was a fun little moment to watch. By the way, the reporter completely contradicts herself on another show, which we'll get to momentarily. But before I do, as she mentioned their debt and deficits and the increasing price, it's just like out of control of our debt loads. I mean, It's a real concern, right? 35 trillion and still counting. And I'm not entirely sure like how we actually fix that one. I'm not sure that we can fix that one. And so I have a lot of concerns, frankly, about the future of the US and the future of our ability to sustain this. You get countries all around the world, meanwhile, that are like, hey, I don't want to be in the US because I don't really trust the US. And I'm not so sure as they're going to pay us back, which is one of the reasons why I'm telling you, you want to diversify. And one of the best diversification tools, especially against inflation, especially against this debt, is gold. If you're looking at gold, I want you to call my friends, our sponsors here, one of our great show sponsors on the Trish Regan Show at American Heart for Gold. You can go to trishlovesgold.com. You can text Trish, my name, to 65532. You can text Trish to 65532 or call them at 1-844-495-1115. What's great about this is you can get up to $15,000 in free silver for qualifying offers. So again, American Heart for Gold, trishlovesgold.com. Up to $15,000 in free silver for qualifying offers. But I mean, that was just a very interesting, kind of tense little exchange there between the two anchors, if you ask me. One knew something about the economy, and she had done the interview, and the other knows nothing about the economy and wishes to God she got that interview, but she didn't. So it was kind of just one of those moments, right? Caught on TV in real time. Make sure that you subscribe to the show, like, share, all that good stuff.